Society for Health Education, otherwise known as SIECUS. You can write this down, SIECUS. You can go to their website, siecus.org, and you will see very clearly what they advocate for in curriculums. They believe that abstinence is failing our kids. Teaching abstinence is ineffective. They believe that teaching abstinence to children threatens the fundamental human right of sex. They believe that we should be encouraging our children safe and healthy ways to engage in sex. And in Michigan, we know that the age of consent is 16. So why would SIECUS be working with our Board of Education to teach this to third graders, 8 and 9-year-olds? Society for Health Education.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Yeah, this is something my girlfriend put on my radar. I mean, I think we've actually might have shown this once before, but, like, we weren't really talking about today I want to talk about the principle of the issue. I mean, the fact that they're wanting to teach this to kids as young as third grade is astounding. But what's more important is that we win the argument on the principle itself. And I think the principle itself is the fact that this SIECUS group, views sex as a human right. I'm going to put it to you this way, folks. If sex is a human right, ladies, what right have you to deny a man that wants sex at any point in time? Mm-hmm. If it's a human right, basically, at some point they will put it on the books, women are required to sleep with men.
Mm-hmm. That would require us to either legalize prostitution or, like what you just said, you cannot turn, if a man solicits you for intimate relations, you can't say no.
Right.
Because women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Yep.
Like we've always talked about. In a Christian society, women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of marriage.
Yes. So, again, this is astounding. Like I said, regardless of how you feel about it being taught to kids, if sex is a human right, like they believe, this group SIECUS believes, if sex is a human right, no one has the right to deny anyone to sex. Again, and girls, this comes down to you. It's like, hey, unless you have an addendum, sex is a human right, ... unless we don't find you attractive. You know, like that. Seriously, but I mean, like, you laugh, Chad, but I mean, like, that's the truth.
But that's the point. It's like, yeah, I was like, girls don't mind. That's the problem. It's like it's like what every single like SNL skit or comedian has ever talked about. It's like women don't mind guys hitting on them and finding them attractive and even talking like kind of dirty or kind of mean to them, mm-hmm. unless they don't think that you're worthy of them.
Yes,
then they don't want to give you the time of day.
Yeah, again, it is the truth of the matter is, if you are a guy who is socially awkward, ugly, it's sexual. I mean, all those memes where it's like, "Hi, Susan," because you're looking good today. Hello,
HR
cringe department.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then an attractive guy comes in and says, "Hey, Susan, looking good today." She's like, "Oh, wow, Chad, Giga Chad, yeah, take me, swoon." Again, that guy that the girl's cringing from has a right to sex. She can't turn him down. She can't deny him. In fact, I mean, this is going to backfire dramatically for women. Yeah. If sex is a human right and declared a human right.
If they declare that sex is a human right, like you just said, that gives men all the power again. Like, mm-hmm. the whole point of, like, if you want to see where a society where men have all the power, just go to any Islamic country, because men have the power in both. They choose when to have sex, and then they choose when they get married. Mm-hmm. Like, women, I mean, we've shown the little videos of the girls being forced, like, little, like, 10-year-old like girls being forced to sign marriage contracts, mm-hmm. and they're like crying and trying to get away from it, and their parents are literally trying to force their hand to sign it. Yeah. It's sickening stuff.
We jumped way ahead already talking about this, but I mean, again, this is the principle of the matter. This is the crux of it. The fact that they're wanting to teach this to kids just to go show you that they're trying to desensitize a younger generation. I mean, teach a younger generation selfishness and be like, yeah, sex is a human right, even though I don't know what that is.
And remember, the people telling you this are people who probably don't have kids. These are those sex-positive activists that are usually like LGBTQ folks that have no intentions of having kids or families.
And look at it this way, too. At what point, if sex is a human right, at what point will they be like, but also sex with underage children is a right, too?
Yeah.
Again, pedophiles being like, it's my right
No.
to have to relations with this child, and
Yeah.
it's not your right to
Well-
deny. The kid wants it. He doesn't. You don't know.
This was the other problem too, is they act like this organization wasn't around until like the 1960s. So like, how on earth did that? And that's their logic. Like, how on earth did people figure out how to have sex before we had sex education in school? And you're just like, because people aren't stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and two, most people back in the day like took care of animals. Like regular, we're talking about like most people were homesteaders who raised animals. Like anybody who's worked on a farm, even for a little bit, or has bred dogs or whatever, knows how this stuff works. I mean, that's how children were not like, what is this? I've never seen a woman before. Or girls like, how does it work? I've never seen a man before.
Yeah. Again, it's so stupid. Like, again, they have to treat like, again, it. We stand on the shoulders of giants, the people that came before us. It's like going, and you're telling me all the generations that came before us like couldn't figure out how this thing went into this thing and a little baby came out afterwards. Like, again, it's so stupid. The logic makes no sense, and they're like, oh, it's such a good thing to put in schools and teach kids. Like, abstinence is the best way to do anything. I mean, again, if there were more girls pure on their marriage days, there'd be a lot more happy women.
So what was that? The Hank Hill, they did that on Hank Hill or King of the Hill. Remember, that's what they said. They were talking about sex ed, and they were wanting people because none of the teachers wanted to teach it.
Yeah.
And Hank has the flashback. Yeah, my father taught me the birds and the bees. All he did was take him to like a bull siring event, and he was just like, oh,
yeah, that's good stuff.
I just
King of the Hill was so good.
Like, but that was my point. Is like that's literally how most people would have learned. Like, said, oh, that's a boy animal, that's a girl animal. That's how stuff works.
Exactly. Again, it's not complicated. It's not hard. And even if you didn't see that, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah, it 100%. Like I forget who talked about it. They're like, if you leave two people alone, two people of the opposite sex alone long enough, they're gonna get to the point where they figure stuff out.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we'll read through. We've gone already off all over the place, but go ahead and read this thing that my wife sent me, and and just kind of go through it.
All right.
This is happening in Michigan, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, the original video was from
But
Michigan.
like, when it happens in when public school system is pushing it in one place, you can guarantee.
Yeah, the teachers
they're
union's
gonna
gonna
send it everywhere
they're
else.
gonna push it everywhere else because there's gonna be funding and money sent to this in order to keep this program going.
Okay, but on to it. This is from Christina Agreo. I don't know how to say that name. News. So, Michigan Board of Education is working with SIECUS to teach third graders that abstinence only is wrong to engage in sex. State rep says, and again, this is in Michigan. State rep Jamie Thompson testifies before the House Oversight Committee, saying that Michigan's new K-12 health education standards were developed in collaboration with the Sexual Information and Education Council of the United States.
SIECUS.
Yep, SIECUS, a New York-based advocacy group. They believe that abstinence is failing our kids. Teaching abstinence is ineffective. The belief that teaching abstinence to children threatens the fundamental right of sex. So again, what you just said and what we've been talking about, sex is a right. If sex is a right, it can't be denied.
It's not just a right; it's a fundamental human right. And if you deny a fundamental human right, what are you doing? You're denying life itself. You're denying people's happiness. You know.
Correct.
Again, we are teaching. Dude, like, I mean, sex isn't a right. I mean, it's a responsibility. It's not. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not a right, because if it's a right, then everyone has the obligation to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, again, then that means all the dregs of society have the right to do it. That means no one can be charged with rape.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Correct.
Like, sorry, sex is a human right, lady. I know you didn't know this guy and he just met you on the subway and did it publicly in front of a ton of people and you weren't into it, but tough cookies, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like what we talked about with those Islamic guys, like, that are coming up to random European women and just, like, soliciting them for sex. Like, I don't know.
I have
like,
needs.
Yeah, exactly.
I have needs. I have needs. You must fulfill my needs.
I have a slight headache, so therefore I need your assistance, ma'am. Like, no.
Yeah. Again, this is setting terrible precedent.
And, like, this does make sense to why they're pushing it here.
Oh, yeah,
Why?
in
Because
Michigan? Yeah.
the highest Muslim population, especially like
In the
with
United States, Dearborn.
Yeah, Dearborn and what's it called? The highest. It's mainly Somalis, but it's still the highest Islamic population in the United States. So it makes sense that they're pushing it here. But anyway, we'll get back to it. They believe that we should encourage our children safe and healthy ways to engage in sex. And again, remember, this is being taught to third graders. Why would Society for Health Education be working with a board of education to teach this to third graders? 8 and 9-year-olds, which that's the age of third graders, which it's been a while since I've been in third grade. I don't remember how old I was. Parents also speaking out in Michigan over the proposed updates and conservative lawmakers warning that the changes will expose third graders, children as young as 8, to engage in sex and explore gender sexuality without discussing abstinence or potentially undermining traditional values and violating state law. The Michigan State Board of Education released a draft of framework in September. Thompson highlighted SIECUS's proposition, which included labeling abstinence-only education as ineffective and a failure for youth. Arguing that emphasizing abstinence to children infringes on the fundamental human right to comprehensive sexuality information, advocating instead for instruction on safe and healthy sexual practices starting in earlier grades, which again, you're not even thinking about that stuff as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And if you are below the age of, like, puberty, you are not thinking of that stuff.
Again,
Period.
I thought girls had cooties until like maybe 6th grade.
Yeah.
So again, it's crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. And again, they have to weasel in, LGBTQ stuff. Yeah, we have the internet. Like, if you're really interested about sex ed and stuff, you can just explore the internet.
Well, but this is what we're talking about. This language is the same language that they use to protect those books that are basically pornography in the schools, like the LGBTQ friendly books that teach. Remember, some of these books are teaching kids straight up
how to use Grindr,
to use dating apps, and how to
perform sexual acts.
Perform sexual acts, and they have pictures. It's a comic. These are basically comic books for kids.
Yeah, they're sex comic books for kids that teach kids how to do homosexual acts.
Yeah, but promoting a curricula pushing earlier sexualization, gender ideology, and exploring explicit content, consent at any age, and promotion of abortion. Who would have guessed, that they, of course, you got to push abortion if you're going to teach it to these kids at an earlier age.
Yeah.
Under current Michigan law, sex education must present abstinence as a preferred responsible choice for prevention for pregnancies and STIs, and parents have the right to opt children out of classes. The draft standards omit direct promotion of abstinence in elementary levels, focusing instead on other topics. The White House Oversight Committee advanced the resolution on a party line vote, urging the board to reject or rewrite the standards to preserve local control, parents' rights, and abstinence-focused teachings. And here's the other problem with this. Right? This is also the state. Michigan was also the one that we showed that video of that representative coming out of a vote where they said that Michigan turned down, the Michigan Democrats voted against the banning of AI-generated child pornography.
That's right. That's right. They are not going to ban AI child pornography, which again, it's the Oregon mentality. Legalize all drugs, so legalize meth, fentanyl, everything, and then people will just will naturally just be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I have unfettered access to it. Why would I want to keep doing it? Again, this is giving child predators a dopamine hit, but then realizing I need more. Mm-hmm. This AI can't satisfy me forever. I have to actually feel it and touch it. It's like this is not going to solve the problem. It's only going to make it worse.
Correct. Which here I have this pulled up, and I actually have the website pulled up here in a second, but we'll start with this. SIECUS, Sex Ed for Social Change. What is SIECUS? An organization that develops and promotes radical sexual education curriculum for government K-12 schools. Partners with Planned Parenthood and GLSEN, a radical transgender organization. Comprehensive, all forms of sexual preferences, intercourse, and identities. Their values: children are sexual from birth. And if you do not support children
from birth,
And if
Oh
you-
my God, who wrote this? A pedophile?
That's the thing. The left courts evil. This is what I always say. The left and the Democrats court this stuff. They are for this stuff.
I mean,
Like-
who comes out? Who watches a baby? That is one fine baby. I have a sexual preference for that baby.
So
Are
that's
you kidding me right now?
people who should not be allowed in our societies, and in my opinion, shouldn't be alive in our societies, would think this.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I mean, somebody wrote that and thought it'd be cool to publish on a website.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then their mission to mandate their radical, comprehensive sexual education policies at the federal and state and local levels. So again, their mission is to attack and get this stuff put into all your schools. Value, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we already read that. SIECUS wants to eliminate abstinence-only education. Any mention of ultrasounds during lessons. You know why? Because if you show a picture of an ultrasound, you know what you're gonna see? A baby.
Yep.
You're gonna see a baby.
Yeah, it's hard to kill something once you can see it.
Comprehensive Sexual Education, or CES, K through 12, teaches, promotes, encourages, and supports masturbation beginning in kindergarten.
What?
You can be born in the wrong body. Transgenderism, all forms of exploration of homosexuality and bisexuality, which again, bisexuality negates that there is only two. It's a binary. There's only two genders. Sexual pleasure, including how to achieve an orgasm.
In kindergarten?
Yeah, it says K through 12. Sexual consent can be given at any time.
Again, ladies, this is not going to end well for you.
Yeah, and I mean, this is literally like a pedophile's handbook. It seems
It
like.
is. This is definitely. I mean, this is all pedophilic in nature. I mean, if it didn't say K through 12, it's like we'll do this as early as 6th, maybe 7th grade. You know, it's like the teen years, maybe. But I mean, the fact that they're like we want it as young as possible shows you that these people are predators by their very nature.
Yep. Let's see here. Abortion as a form of birth control and should not require parental consent. Vaginal, oral, and anal intercourse, which the other two are extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally, that's one of the videos that I have pulled up here.
We'll show you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some stuff.
Children seek advice from adults other than their parents. Obscene pornographic books in school, which we've shown is that with all those school board meetings of where children are reading the books that are in the public school library.
Again, if any teacher is having a conversation with a kid that says, don't tell mom and dad, this will be our little secret. Like, you are a creep. Like, again, this goes under the assumption, like it's like the exception is the rule. It's like, some kids don't have good parents. It's like, yeah, but guess what? Most parents love you. Most parents have your best interest at heart. You know who doesn't have your best interest at heart? Some random teacher that you see for maybe a year or a semester.
Yep.
Like, they don't give a crap about you. Again, they just want to make sure that you're happy in that class while you're in there so they can teach the curriculum or abuse you. Like, they don't care. It's like they're only seeing you for a year tops. Or, I mean, again, 8 months in a year. Mm-hmm. And then you're gone. You're in the next class. You're going to the grade up.
Yep. And then the last one that I have here is sexual expression, inclusive facilities, and sports.
Good God. So, again,
Transgenderism in sports. So, trans athletes, basically.
Again, guys, the principle of this issue is you cannot deny sex. I mean, it's like a kid can't deny sex to an adult. It's like, sorry, I'm a pedophile. I'm sexually attracted to you, minor child. You can't tell me no. It's a human right for me to have intercourse with you.
Look at
ladies,
this.
again, for you, I mean, women, you're not going to like this, period. It's like, unless you put the addendum, sex is a human right, but only if we find you attractive.
Yep. Here's their website, by the way. This is SIECUS website, Sex Ed for Social Change. Man, my God. And you want to see this? This is the best one right here.
What?
They have a ranking system for states and how they believe that they pass the SIECUS, you know, the sexual education training. Green over here is is A plus, or they get an A. Light blue is B. C is dark blue or navy blue. D rank
Texas, shame on you.
Yeah, I know. D rank is orange, and then F rank is, of course, this maroon or red color here. God
go,
bless
baby.
Oklahoma.
Let's go.
Here are the states that are the best, that are safe, I would say, for your children. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. Is that Alabama or Mississippi? That's Alabama, right?
Alaska. What the hell?
Yeah. Florida, Ohio. Wow. Indiana, Nebraska, South Dakota. What's this? Is this Wyoming? Yeah, that's Wyoming. Utah, Idaho, and Arizona.
Crazy. Shame on you, Texas. That is disappointing.
And of course, it's the places that we completely expect to be, A rank. The West Coast. What's it? Chicago, the Chicago, Illinois area. Then we got New Jersey. What's this? Rhode Island. Yep, little Rhode Island. New York surprised me that it's not higher in the ranking system. It's got a D.
Again, ladies, this is on you now. Like, I mean, guys, we're doing our best to protect the kids from in school, but I mean, ladies, this particular sex is a human right thing, that is on you. Because again, if you identify that sex is a human right, congratulations, you are in for a rough life for the rest of your life. We will basically be a Muslim caliphate. Sorry, you don't get to have a say, ladies. I mean, as a guy, it's like I have needs all the time. I have needs multiple times a day. You're in trouble, girls. You are in trouble.
Yeah. It's like, what's it say? Like a guy will, on average, a guy will think about like sex like at least 7 times a day, and that's averaging it. So there's guys who probably think about it less, and there's guys who probably definitely think about
only
it more.
7.
Yeah, only
7.
We got to get those numbers up, bud.
Come on, boys. What are you talking? What's going on here?
No wonder we're having a birth rate crisis.
I know. Holy cow. This is nuts, though. But yeah, no, hey, let's go ahead and start jumping into these memes because, I mean, like, this is really going to help us kind of get across the point here. So whatever you want to start with, man.
Okay, we'll start with this first, just kind of getting into the fact that teachers are the worst of us, it seems. Vail School District in Arizona posted this photo of their teachers applauding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The post was deleted after outrage, but the truth about these evil teachers has been exposed. Now, again, these people probably got fired from this school, but the teachers' unions protect them and just send them on down to the next school. They
Again,
go, don't talk about it.
How many times have we talked about teachers getting? It's like the guy that was in our book of business here through Allstate. Like, he moved here from California. And then he was here for less than a month.
Name, yeah,
and then he
typed his name in, and you put it in like in a local area, and like said California. Like, what'd you find? You find this guy had a track record of abuse of students.
Yep, of abuse of female students at every school he went to. Now, either he was super attractive and the girls just couldn't handle themselves, or he was pursuing relationships with younger girls.
Yeah. Which, that's the problem, is like girls getting crushes on their teachers is always so hilarious to me. It's like, you are literally getting a crush on the guy who's making like the bare minimum amount of money and does.
It doesn't matter. For girls, it's an authority figure.
Yes,
girls
exactly.
like men in positions of authority.
To a girl who has nothing, which would be a girl that lives with her parents still, is like, it seems like a guy who barely is making the scum line has everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then they grow up and they go to college or go get their own job. Like, oh wow, this guy's a loser.
Yeah, what a loser.
Not saying all teachers are losers, but like if most girls are looking for guys who make a lot of money so they can provide for them, like a teacher is not the one for you if you're looking to like make bank.
Yeah, and again, it's what happened with this teacher. He moved from 3 different schools in California, then moved here to Oklahoma, was here in Owasso for less than a month, then moved to like Coweta or someplace. Yep. And then same with that other kid. What was that other kid's name? The kid that had the pro-trans teacher, the kid that was in the...
I had this pulled up the other day.
Yeah.
I don't have it right. I think of it off the top of my head right now.
But yeah, he was worked at the 8th grade center, and he said, if your parents don't love you, I love you, and I'll have boys and girls clothes in my closet here in the school, and you can change in the closet and be whatever gender you want. It's like, yeah, and then he's teaching at Metro now.
Yeah, he's still teaching.
He got fired from Owasso. And
I found him
to
on
Tulsa.
I found him on Facebook. He's got a lot of his stuff like private. You can't see it, but
yep.
I found him on Facebook and on what's it called? LinkedIn. I found his LinkedIn. So he's still working at schools. At least that's what his profiles say. So he's still a public school teacher. Who would have guessed? But I was trying to pull up. Well, you can keep talking, but I was trying
Absolutely.
to pull up that thing that you were just talking about.
But
this
again,
next one here is like this right here. I have pulled up. I can go ahead and start playing it while I'm looking. But this is a massive scandal in Oklahoma. Parents say the district covered up multiple cases of abuse and refused to alert them. Official backlash evening. This happened in Coweta. This is Coweta Public Schools.
I can't wait 10 more days. These parents don't want to wait 10 more days or 12 more days or 15 more days. They've been waiting long enough, Max. Just say it. We're going to have a meeting, and I'm going to put out an announcement this afternoon by 5 saying when we're going to have a meeting, Max. You have the power to do all that right now, and we could have this be done. You sure can.
You just mentioned something about a child in the cafeteria, and the coach watched her word the mouth word no, right, to the boy that was sexually assaulting her. That's what he's talking about, right? Did you hear that?
I haven't heard.
That's what he just spoke of.
Yes.
Okay. So.
But regardless, we don't have to keep watching this. But yeah. Parents confronting the what is this guy? I don't know if he's the principal or if he's the superintendent or whatever, but they're confronting them about this because they go into damage control. Something bad happens to a student. The teachers are not there. The school is not there to protect your kids. They are there to protect the school system, the teachers, and the principals. They don't give two craps with the kid. The kid is their enemy. Your kid is the public school's enemy. Because they don't care. Like, they're trying to protect the school system.
We're building a case to protect the school from lawsuit from the kid, not the other way around.
That is literally what a teachers union is. A teachers union is there to defend the teachers from the students and the students' parents.
Yes, the students and the students' accusations. Again, now, at the same time, can a teachers union perform a valuable service? Sure. Can there be false claims made against teachers? Absolutely. But again, if for people who claim to be nothing but care about the kids, and we're here for the kids' benefits, and everything we do is just, and we don't get paid enough because we're here for the kids, it's like the school and the teachers start setting up their own defense case for themselves against the kid. It's like we're building up our case, we're stacking up our deck of cards, we're building our fort to protect ourselves from these accusations that are coming.
Yep. But here's the other one. Here's the guy that was from the Owasso 8th grade center. Tyler Wren was his name. Tyler Wren, and he is
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, he is quite literally. He is a avowed anarchist, and he is there to push his beliefs on students. So again, this is what I said. There's three types of people that want to be teachers. People who want to be teachers their whole lives, which those are the only admirable ones. Then you have the idiots who failed every subject in college and became a teacher because they had nothing else to go to.
That is what everyone at least at TU, all the girls that I knew that were like, I'm gonna be a nurse, I'm gonna be an engineer, I'm gonna be this, and they jumped and they did like 5 different majors at their time there, and at the end they all settled on one thing:
teacher,
education.
Yep. And then 3, the new one, activists, the activist class, because they know that they will make no real waves in the world. So they're going to go to schools to indoctrinate your children.
Yes, we're here to affect your kids. We're going to be and again, you can't say that they're not going to be the change that they want to see in the world. The only difference is they're going to indoctrinate them and try to coerce them into their line of thinking. They're not there to teach your kids how to think. They're there to teach your kids what to think. Again, there's a big difference. Education was to teach you how to think, and there's not one way to get to solve a problem. But teachers like this guy are there to teach your kids how to think, and they're there to virtue signal, and they are anointed. It's like, I know better than your mom and dad. Even though I have a horrible relationship with my parents, I know better than your mom and dad because my mom and dad suck. And by the way, your Sky Daddy, his rules are stupid. I'm smarter than God, and anybody who thinks that God is real and Sky Daddy's real is dumb. You don't want to listen to dumb, archaic ideas out of an old book.
Yeah.
But this book here about teaches you how to do blowjobs, that's a good book.
Yeah, this one that teaches children how to use Grindr, this is a good book. This is a good book for you. Yeah, but here he is. We'll watch this little clip real here about him saying, I'm your family now.
Mm-hmm. I so love and accept you for who you are this Christmas. Fuck them. I'm your parents now.
Yeah.
I'm your parents now. Imagine if you could say, who could have the gall to say that? It's like, Like, I mean, imagine if I walked up to your kids and like, hey, I don't like your mom and dad. I'm your daddy now. Mm-hmm. Like, hello, face, meet fist, you know? Like, I mean, like, holy cow. Again, this is why people do this online, because they don't have the balls to say this in person. Again, you know, you have to be able to, your ideas have to stand up to scrutiny, and these people's ideas can't stand up to scrutiny, which is why that they go into academia, so they can try to manipulate and indoctrinate people into thinking that there is no other way to think.
Yes, correct.
This is the worldview, and if you are outside this worldview, you are living in a dogmatic, archaic society, and you are on the fringes of our society.
Yep. Now, check this out. This is what I was getting about. Like, these are the dangers of teaching people about unsafe sexual practices. So check this out.
12% of men who have sex with other men 1 or more times a week have problems where they are not able to control their bowel movements.
Because when do you...
Well, why?
Got him. Got
If
him.
it's healthy, if it's perfectly healthy, and you
Okay,
know that's
so-
true.
Let's not conflate it with being black. Otherwise, you'd have to defend Rachel Dolezal.
Well, there's no. Well,
Would you defend her?
Well, there's no defending crazy. That's crazy. But
Why is that
hold
crazy?
Hold on. Because she was a white woman that said she was black.
Yeah, that's a man saying he's a woman.
But let's back up.
If you're gonna say that a man can just be a woman, why can't Rachel Dolezal just be black? You got to be consistent.
Because she's white.
Okay, because it's a man.
No, but hold on. I get
You
it.
know
And
I'm right.
This
get
is
it.
why this is why you have to have a soft spot in your heart for Candace Owens and
Yeah.
some of these other ones that are getting more on the extreme fringes of the right.
Yeah.
But, like, it's stuff like this. Like, they go in and they absolutely decimate people like this. Which isn't that famous singer that was in the Hunger Games
I
or
have
whatever?
no idea.
I have no clue.
I'm right.
No, I don't agree. And this is not a matter of right or wrong.
But it
because-
is,
Hold on,
it
hold
is.
on.
This one is.
Let me tell you,
Why isn't Rachel Dolezal black?
because she's a white woman.
Okay, because it's a male or it's a female.
What?
But yeah, go back to the first one. This is more relevant to the,
12% of men who have sex with other men 1 or more times a week have problems where they are not able to control their bowel movements.
Because when do you...
Well, why?
fuck,
If
you
it's
can
healthy,
stop it now.
if it's
But again, you remember what happened on that SIECUS site? What did it say? It said we want to teach kids how to do anal and oral sex. It's like, well, this is not any of the stuff that they're ever going to teach about homosexual sex.
Yeah.
Ever. They're not going to. Oh, no. They're. You can do it
You'll-
all
you'll
you
be-
want. No
yeah.
repercussions.
You'll be wearing a diaper in the later half of your life because you won't be able to control your bowels.
I'm a 40-year-old man, but I have very loose poops. You know, like, I mean, yeah, this is the stuff that they're not going to teach you. Again, same goes with transgender. It's like, maybe it's just gender dysphoria. Maybe you'll grow out of it. Maybe it's just a phase. Maybe you're just gay.
Yep.
But no, let's cut your genitalia off and permanently defeat and destroy you so you can never have a future or hope of having kids. That is what this is. This is destroying the future of your kids. I mean, again, any mother that sacrifices her kid on the altar of transgenderism, enjoy not having grandkids.
Yeah.
Enjoy not having being the matriarch of a future family.
Yep.
I mean, again, you are going to die sad and alone with your kid who's going to resent you for having let them made that decision.
What is it? I forget what it is. It's like, it was. I wish I had pulled it up now because now it's kind of relevant to the conversation. But it's like, it showed women growing up without a father, and you know they become like the hoe. The hoe says women who were raised without a mother and they're just depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget the other one. Then there's the funny one that says girls raised without a father, and you know, just a hoe, like a girl being like like that. And it said boys raised without a father, and it was the same picture.
So it was like, yeah, a guy dressed as a girl, but he looked exactly. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that is freaking bad.
That's
man.
bad, but it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
But that gets to this next one. It's like, you want to see what will happen in a world where sex is a
Yeah, I think
right?
we're gonna have to restart this.
Yeah,
one.
I will. But if you want to see what happens in a world where sex is a human right, is a basic human right, this is
is
what's
not
going to
wrong.
happen to you.
What happens to this lady is not wrong if sex is a human right.
People have been waiting for. They came here day after day. This is about freedom.
She reported without a hint of trouble for more than an hour.
And what happened then?
Our camera battery went down.
we had to stop for a moment, and suddenly Baha looks at me and says, we've got to get out of here.
Baha is not happy here?
He's Egyptian, he speaks Arabic, and he can hear what the crowd is saying.
Yeah.
He understands what no one else in the crew understands.
That's right. I was told later that they were saying, let's take her pants off. And it's like suddenly, before I even know what's happening, I feel hands grabbing my breasts, grabbing my crotch, grabbing me from behind. I mean, it's not, one person and then it stops. It's like one person and another person and another person. And I know Ray is right there and he's grabbing it.
This is what these people have been waiting.
Anyway, if sex is a human right, what happened to this poor lady isn't rape. It's not a big deal. If sex is a fundamental human right, ladies, the world's going to be very crappy for you.
Yep.
And again, unless you put that addendum in there, sex is a human right for attractive people.
This is what we talked about. And this is what we talked about like throughout history. Like the more Christian a place became, the more Christian a nation became, the more rights women received. Mm-hmm. And that is still the case to this day. Name a place other than Western nations, Western Christian nations, that have better rights for women today. I mean, today. I'm not talking about like 150 years ago. I'm talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
There's not. Western Christian nations are the only ones, and we're starting to revert because we're becoming less Christian, like with what we're talking about right here.
Dearborn.
Yeah, with Dearborn, with these other places in the UK, women, you are losing your rights because it's not safe for you to go out in public. Because
it's not safe for you to compete in women's sports.
Mm-hmm. There's no place for you to be now. Like you are going to be, like you're being forced into the kitchens and into your homes because feminism has allowed you letting in all these races and groups of people and other cultures that aren't compatible with feminism, and they're reverting us back to a less good culture.
Again, not all cultures are equal. Christianity, this country was founded on Christianity, and people be like, "No, we weren't. No, we weren't." It's like, what are you talking about, dude? All of our laws are based off of Christian moral ethic. Mm-hmm. Again, there is no place in the world that you could be and be safe and happy in as you are here. Unless you're talking about an authoritarian dictatorship where you're in the, I guess, privileged class there. But I mean, again, you can be not wealthy in this country and still function very well. It is insane. And again, the more people we import, the worse our society is going to get. Because, especially from Islamic countries, like if we're importing people from Europe, we're importing, I mean, again, even people from Mexico have a Catholic worldview, basically. But the further we get away from Christianity, the more we let atheists kind of dictate the laws, the worse our society is going to get. Period. And again, if sex is a human right, ladies, you're in a world of hurt. I'm just telling you that right now. And again, it's not just you ladies. I mean, the children are going to get it too. Because what right does a child have to say no to a pedophile at that point? Sorry, I'm sexually attracted to females. Or I'm sexually attracted to children. And sex, as we both know, is a fundamental human right. So you have no right to deny me. Same goes for you ladies again. This is all your fault. Sex is a human right. Sorry, ladies, you can't tell me no. I can walk up to any girl at any point in time, just be like, hey, girls, time to get this thing going. Got to get my rocks off today. Again, there is only one way to get around this, okay? And it's to stop this crap at the source. Like, this SIECUS is evil. Clearly there are pedophiles on the board. Because the stuff that, like, Chad read earlier is astounding. The fact that someone typed that out, has it available on a publicly available website, and people aren't going, oh my God. Like, they have no shame. They have no shame to have that posted on their website. That's crazy. That is insane. And people are just like going, oh, this SIECUS stuff is good. Abstinence, stupid. How archaic is abstinence? Yeah. Well, there's only one safe way to guarantee that you're not going to get any sexually transmitted diseases. And that's to abstain from sexual intercourse until you are married to your spouse. Again, what's wrong with abstinence? It is the best thing for anybody, any society to have. Two people coming together and meeting as virgins and only knowing each other their entire lives. Why is that wrong? Why is that weird? Why is that archaic? That's beautiful. It's because, I mean, the Christian moral ethic, what we do, we teach people to deny the self. That is all the Christian walk is. Deny your wants. Deny yourself. Abstain from intercourse until you are married, because sex is a privilege for a husband and a wife. It's not a privilege for everyone. It is a gift from God for two people who are married. And we live in a society that has basically polluted that to be like, oh, that's dumb. Again, abstaining, denying the self. That's what makes a good person. Again, it's the same thing as teaching your kids. By the way, you can't have cookies for every meal of the day. Oh, why not? Cookies taste so good. Because you're going to turn into a big fat fatty one day. And nobody likes a fatty. But again, in this worldview that we're promoting, this SIECUS is promoting, it's like, hell, self-discipline, who gives a crap? Become a big fat fatty, walk up to whatever girl you want and be like, hey, sex is a human right. So, drop them, ladies.
Yep.
Craziness.
Just make sure up this next one that I have pulled up here is this is what this is basically what this sex education is going to lead to right here.
Yep.
Basically already an amazing mother.
Again, we've showed you that video before. That
This
Muslim
girl is
guy.
basically already an amazing mother.
He's just walking around playing with this girl that's not his child. And just going, hey, this girl's already a mother. Look at her. She's doing mother things. She's playing with my shoes. She wants to take my shoes off. Like, this is motherly behavior. It's like, are you insane? And this is the culture we're importing into our country. This is a culture we're importing into our country. And you wonder why things are getting bad.
Yeah, but after seeing this stuff, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Assemble the army. I can drop ties in this bitch. Drop like flies in this bitch.
Yeah.
Assemble the army.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is where we're at. I mean, like, we are allowing politicians and weak, limp-wristed liberals to import this evil culture into our society. And we're just letting them do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're doing it in very shady, underhanded ways. But, I mean, this is why we have to fight back, and you have to aggressively fight back against the left. Because, I mean, they don't care. There's no truth but power. And Islam shares that same philosophy. There is no truth but power.
Yep. But then you sent me this one. This one's kind of funny.
For saving us. Now we can destroy this old lady. La 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 la. What? Thank you for saving us.
Yeah, that's what happens when you import a culture
that's incompatible
with your country. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. And again, here's another look. It's another one that kind of shows you the cultural differences between us and and this culture that we're importing, this Islamic culture we're importing.
Yeah. It's like, now, this isn't a knock on any race, but this is like this is how you raise your children.
Yeah.
And like, these are adults right here. Just remember this. These are adults.
Trick or treating.
Yeah. And this is a child that was raised right by great Christian moral parents. So check this out.
No more candy. Oh no. Aww, that was really nice, Jackson. Let's go, right? Okay. For the next kid. There you go. Danielle's like, no, I want that one.
My goodness, that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Kid
wholesome.
surrendering his own candy to give to other children, and we got
You
these
have
two
adult
adults right here.
Muslim ladies walking up there and be like, "Oh, there's nobody here. Might as well just take it all." And then again, you'll probably make the argument, like, you'll steel man and be like, they were just trying to provide for their family. They don't get food. This is all Trump's fault because of the SNAPs program. It's like their kids are starving. It's like, I don't see any kids with them.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. We do not celebrate your pagan holidays, you infidel bastards. We will just rob you of your candy. I mean, it's a shame there's no razor blades in that candy.
That's bad. But that's pretty much, I think, all we've got for today. But, yeah, so if you want to start wrapping us up.
Yeah, no, again, guys, the fact that they're wanting to teach kids as early as kindergarten about anal sex, blowjobs, I mean... Guys, I didn't even think about girls that way until the 6th grade. I know we live in a hyper-sexualized world, and with the Instagram, TikTok, I mean, all I see in my feed is nothing but bikini girls and fitness models.
That's partially why we are always in favor of don't give your kids a smartphone. Give them a flip phone because they're going to be hyper. I mean, because all these kids are on these apps.
Yeah.
You're not supposed. I mean, you're not supposed to be able to legally have a Facebook or
until you're 14.
Instagram account. You're 14 or I thought it was 16.
No, it's 14.
Dang. But yeah, just this is playing mind games on them.
It's
you
messing
feel
them
you
up.
have to, yeah,
It's
you
effing
feel
them
like
up,
you
man.
constantly have to be on there and be posting things what you're doing. Where again, what we talk about, it's what they post is 30 seconds of their trip where they're happy. It doesn't show you the other, 90% of their trip where they're miserable, they're stuck in traffic.
Dude, that drive to Panama City Beach sucked.
Yeah.
I was so tired, bro.
Yeah, they lost their luggage, something like that. It's not showing you that. The fights that they have trying to get to the hotel or whatever.
You didn't frame the camera on my ass right, honey. You flew it, It's again, moving back to the SIECUS thing, again, the fact they want to teach it that young, the fact that they're teaching that abstinence is an archaic, moronic way to teach sex is why? Again, I say, why is it? Well, it's failing. How is it failing? How is it failing? At what point can the parents not just be like, yeah, no, this is the birds and the bees, son?
Well, even getting to that is again, even if they were teaching your kids how to use Grindr, which we know that they were, there's literally been cases documenting this, but your kid shouldn't have a smartphone. Your kid should not have a smartphone to the point where they should be able to get that app. That's what I'm saying. It's why does your kid have that?
Well, number two, the primary issue of this is sex being a fundamental human right.
Yes.
If sex is a fundamental human right for everyone should be having sex at least, let's say, 100 times a year. Ladies, you have no right to deny a man, period.
Yep.
Unless you add on the addendum. Sex is a fundamental human right if we think you're attractive.
Yeah.
That's it. If you don't have that addendum in there, you are in trouble. I mean, high school kids will just be in the locker rooms or in the hallways, just be like, "Hey, I gotta get my rocks off real quick. Teach, give me about 5 minutes."
Yeah.
This is the society you're building. Like all these people think these SIECUS people. They watch The Handmaid's Tale. They love The Handmaid's Tale. But the stuff they're advocating for is going to lead to something like The Handmaid's Tale.
I didn't even think about taking this route of this, but it makes sense that a teachers union would want to pass lowering the age of consent laws like that because that means
protects
that
the teachers.
Protects the teachers. It goes, she wanted me. She consented. And just no, she can't consent. She's a minor.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Is it frees up lawsuits. It frees up crap like that.
Yeah. Again, this is nuts. It's insane. And ladies, if this stuff passes and you allow this stuff to pass and you're dumb enough to pass this kind of crap, you deserve everything that happens to you. You deserved it. You get what you vote for, and you're voting away your rights. You're unknowingly voting away your rights. They're trying to disguise this as liberation and freedom when it's really going to be your enslavement. It's enslavement to human nature. It's enslavement to human vice. Again, the Bible teaches to deny the self. Again, if we're just animals, if we're just our baser instincts, then I need to walk up to every girl and impregnate as many girls as I want and as I see. I act on every urge I have in public.
Yes, but that's Christianity. That's the essence of Christianity. Christianity
Self-denial.
asks you to rise above your vices, whereas every other religion tells you to your vices are justified. all your vices that you have, they're justified. And, again, like especially like in the case of Islam, it's like, oh, by the way, you're supposed to be modest and your wife is supposed to be modest, but if you sacrifice yourself for Islam, you're getting the hottest bikini-clad girls in the afterlife. And I was watching, I was like, a Muslim girl asked like a Sikh that or like one of their religious.
What do
things,
I
like,
get?
They said, "Do girls have an equivalent of that in Islam?" And he was like, he just laughed and just kind of looked at her, and I was just like, "She'll be having her hands chopped off later."
Yeah, and again, I mean, and poor Muslim women. It's like, look, if you martyr yourself and you're married to a martyr, it's like he gets 72 virgins. You're just there. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is my wife. She is not virgin. But this is my wife on earth. But I have all these ladies now.
Yeah.
I do not need her.
Like, yeah,
you're going to live a miserable existence in paradise, ladies.
That is the reason why, one of the main reasons why polygamy doesn't work, because one of the wives, all the wives are in competition with each other. Mm-hmm. They're in competition for what their children get.
Yeah, again, this is why, I mean, even Charlie Kirk talked about it, Solomon the Wise.
Yeah.
He wasn't wise enough to not marry all those women, because his kingdom fell apart because the mothers pitted all the sons and kids against each other because they had they only had one relative that connected them.
That's exactly what happens I studied some of it, but I watched documentaries on like the Sikhs and stuff of the Middle East, like back in the day, and that's how every single one of their empires fall, because as soon as the guy who's the prince, the sheik, whatever you want to call it, dies, all their sons
start the infighting, and it's the moms pushing the sons. You have to be your father's heir. You have to be your father's heir, or we're all going to die, because that's what they do. Whichever one's the heir immediately kills all of his brothers, all of his You could see this still happening in history today. Look at Kim Jong-un. How many of his cousins did he have executed?
All of them. Yeah, it's like there can be no fighting claim to the throne.
Yeah,
that is what it is. Like. That's why, like I said, all these guys will have. I mean, that's going to happen with Kim Jong-il. Is it Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un right now?
Mm-hmm.
Kim Jong-un?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Kim Jong-un. The moment that he dies, he has so many wives, or I should say, like, pleasure girls, or whatever you want to call them, harem. How many sons do you think he has? It's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be a bloodbath when he finally kicks the bucket, and then whichever one all the military leaders want to be like, you're the one. You're the one. If you don't win, we're all going to die.
You have my back.
They're going to execute us.
Again, this is why you want to live in Christian societies, because there is none of that. I'm not saying that there's not fights for power or whatnot, but I don't have the ambition to kill my siblings or my cousins because I could potentially have a claim to power. It's like, I want to love them. Maybe it'd be like the Kennedys. You know, it's like, I'll put Jackie here, I'll put him here. Like, we'll all be in some position of authority because we're trying to insulate ourselves from everyone else versus, like me trying to like, who do I need to cut the legs out from under today? Again, this is why you want to live in a Christian society.
Yeah.
Self-denial, live above your vices. Again, this whole SIECUS thing, this has me messed up. Like when my wife sent me that, I was like, this is insane. Mm-hmm. And again, us talking about not just the idea of it being for kids, it's like teaching that Christian dogmatic views are I get just that, dogmatic and backwards. Again, at the end of the day, if sex is a fundamental human right, ladies, you are in trouble.
And again, it's what we talk about. Is like school teachers will always tell you. I mean, it's such the bold-faced lie that they tell you all the time. It's like school teachers will tell you, our first priority is the kids. Until one of those kids makes an accusation against one of the teachers.
Or the school itself.
Yeah, and then kids are not the top priority anymore.
Kids are well-known liars, as we all know. This particular child.
That student was asking for.
Exactly. But again, it's just the imperfect world we live in. But again, this SIECUS organization is evil. And if sex is a human right, ladies, you will be most affected by this.
Yeah.
Unless you get your little addendum ... unless we find you attractive or successful.
The only thing it can be is like that. It says we have to deem you worthy, or they just say sex is a human right for women.
Yeah, for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's about all I've got for you today. If you disagree with us, let us know. Maybe we're backwards and archaic in our views. I mean, which is totally possible, but I live in a society full of people that has worked for a very long time and has built the best and most prosperous nation in the world. So I think that, I'm on the right side of it, as they would say. But again, if you disagree with us in the comments, let us know. We would love to have a spirited debate on this because I think that the argument that I put forward is really strong. You know, it's like
I honestly think it's the only argument because I don't see how you can argue. Because, like I said, it's an evil organization trying to repeal laws that make it easier for teachers to protect themselves against students.
Yeah.
And lawsuits. That's all it is. All these organizations are like, how can we avoid lawsuits? How can we avoid union members getting lawsuits against them? That's what this is.
So yeah, this is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that is all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor. Today.